Rush & Parker Incorporated has been proudly serving the construction industry since 1965. We have been an industry leader in buying, selling, renting, and repairing heavy construction equipment and work diligently to ensure our customers have the most effective and reliable equipment for each and every job. We pride ourselves in helping each and every customer to complete their job with maximum efficiency at minimal cost, regardless of how large or small the job. In 2007, Rush & Parker Incorporated became a dealer for MKT because we recognized MKT's dedication to their products in the pile driving industry, as well as our shared professional goals. MKT is a U.S. manufacturer with a long history of serving the pile driving industry. MKT has and continues to produce equipment with the same guiding principles of simplicity of design, reliability of performance, and durability for exceptionally long service life. It was these principles that has allowed for the industry's first rentable side clamp vibratory hammer system. After stringent testing, MKT's new V2 ESC and V5 ESC have been released to the pile driving market and have been praised for their ease, versatility, reliability, and affordability. Unlike a typical pile driving job where a crane, large crew, and bobcat are necessary, the MKT side clamp hammers will streamline any job by needing only an excavator, operator, and one ground man. The RT80 Rototilt, which is included with all machines and attaches to the excavator's bucket pins, allows for a full range of motion to angle, tilt, and spin, so that the attachment itself can be used to pick up piles, set, vibrate, and extract without the typical ground crew assistance. The MKT side clamp hammers also use an optional radio remote control for the ground man to control and work in conjunction with the operator to ensure perfectly plumb piles. Using one attachment for your entire job will reduce steps, resources, and costs. The benefits of using the V2 ESC and V5 ESC over conventional pile driving are endless. And after you're well versed in the setup and use of the machine, you'll be ready to drive piles with maximum efficiency. It is essential to read and fully understand the operating manual before any job. Especially in a rental application, it will be crucial that you speak with your representative about your excavator size, auxiliary circuit adjustment, and plumbing details. If all of this information is available before the job begins, the setup and installation will be a very smooth process. With each job, an MKT-trained representative can assist with the installation, which should take one working day as well as 1 to 2 days for on-site training. As for excavator requirements to run the MKT side clamp hammers, you must have enough lifting capacity to handle the weight of the hammer and pile at your working radius. The excavator stick pin diameter is limited to a maximum of 90 millimeters, and the maximum stick width is 15.5 inches. There is an 80 millimeter pin option for the V2 ESC. Additionally, you must connect the hammer directly to the stick, not the quick coupler. To connect the hammer to the excavator stick, remove the bucket and connect the hammer in its place using the pins supplied with the hammer. Identify the supply and return hoses for the auxiliary circuit and connect them to the hydraulic manifold on the hammer using extension hoses. Then, connect the case drain hose from the manifold directly to the excavator's hydraulic tank. Lastly, you will need to connect the Vibro's electrical controls to the excavator auxiliary circuit electrical control. Each MKT V2 ESC and V5 ESC has a Rototilt RT80 that will improve the pile driving process and reduce manpower with 210-degree rotation and 40-degree side tilt action. The RT80 is capable of rotation at 1 turn every 7 seconds, making for quick maneuvering around structures and obstacles, saving time without having to move your excavator. Depending on the pile length, soil conditions, and weight requirements of your job, MKT has the hammer to suit your needs. Whether you need the 25-ton driving force of the 5,300-pound V2 ESC or the 53-ton driving force of the 10,000-pound V5 ESC, you'll have the ability to pick up the pile and drive from the side clamp jaws. Typically, for a V2 model, you'll need a 60,000-pound excavator with 45 gallons per minute of auxiliary flow at 2,500 psi, whereas a V5 model will require an 80,000-pound excavator with 80 gallons per minute of auxiliary flow at 3,000 psi. These specifications are guidelines, and your MKT trained representative will be best suited to help you choose the right machine and attachment for your job. The wireless remote control should ideally be operated by one groundman who works well with the operator so that the pile can stay plumb. Allow the hammer to do the work and keep the pile plumb and the interlocks properly aligned. The wireless remote will allow complete control of the vibro from the ground. This will allow the groundman the clearest view of the pile so he can open and close the clamp and vibrate once the pile is set correctly. He can also communicate with the operator to avoid overcrowding the vibro. Hammer alignment and pile verticality are critical to successful pile driving. When driving and extracting the pile, safety and alignment should always be key concerns. Once operators and the site crew are familiar with all functions, you'll start by driving all piles from the side. Once you have enough overhead clearance and the pile is firmly struck in the ground, it is best to then move from the side clamp to the bottom clamp to keep the driving force centered over the pile. Conversely, if you're extracting the pile, you'll want to start by pulling from the bottom clamp and switch to the side only after the pile is loose and moving freely. Any job will benefit from using the new MKT V2 ESC and V5 ESC. You'll find that by eliminating the crane rental, operator, and crew costs, you'll be more competitive in job bidding and have more possibilities open up. Whether or not this attachment is the only way to go because of low overhead room, you'll find that it's the best option for saving time and money. Additionally, the MKT V2 and V5 ESC side clamp vibros are the only models that can also offer the ability to switch to a traditional crane-held hammer. You can simply unbolt the side clamp assembly as well as the rototilt and hang the hammer from a crane. Hook it up to a power unit and you're ready to go. Whatever your preference, this is the machine for you. Please give Rush & Parker Incorporated a call today and let our sales staff help to engineer and quote your next job or bid. Equipment is available for rent or sale, and we'll be happy to work on a quote that best fits your needs.